Friends, today is the 30th of November 2019. I acquired this Paolo Soprani. It's a medium-sized accordion. Although last week I made the deal, somehow the timing never worked and I could not see the gentleman on the west side of Toronto. This morning I went and picked it up. He said that he was never really interested in the accordion, but his dad was very interested in his in him learning that. And so he purchased, which means this is at least about 30 plus 35 years old. At least 30 years. And the unfortunate thing is he had stored it horizontally. And maybe for some time the case was vertical because all the hinges are actually broken, rusted, eaten away totally, which means it was in a very damp place, at least with water on the floor, not just moisture. And cosmetically, as you can see, it is good and all the keys work. There are no stuck key syndrome. And all the keys, all the notes play. And overall, cosmetically, I would say for its age, 100% good. And all the buttons work. There are no issues. It's a two-reed set on the treble side. And on the bass, it is a 3-reed set, 120 bass. So Paolo Soprani. And got it at a good price. And let me show you the other side. Many valves actually flutter when I play. Initially I thought maybe the reeds themselves are a little bit loose, or maybe the wax is cracked. But I had a quick look at it and the wax is intact. There's no drying up. All the reeds are in place. Just that all the valves are wide open. Probably one is the age, another thing the way it was stored. I'll show you, I'll take a shot from the other side so that you can see the reeds. This is the bass section of the Paolo Soprani 241-M. As is, I just opened it up to check how things are. Well, this is not as old as my other accordions, but it definitely needs some work. As you can see, all the leather valves are wide open, and unfortunately the the original owner, who had been having it since he purchased, in fact he said his father forced him to learn the accordion when he was a child, and he had it with him ever since. The case had the hinges rusted at the base, which means it was in a damp place, and it has taken a beating, but otherwise cosmetically outside everything is good. And I played it. Later I will give a demo. The valves vibrate and I need to pump in a lot of air to get any bass notes, in fact even the treble notes. And it looks like a three-reed bass. It's a 120 bass. I'll show it to you on the other side later. And with some more lighting so you can see. But there are two switches, two registers for the bass system, and those registers, I don't want to force them, but it looks like they are not working. I need to see why. Maybe something wrong with the lever inside, but right now they're just there as a show. I thought it is in fact a show, but when I opened it I saw the levers inside. There are some, you can see the where are the levers? Yeah, you can see the levers there. There's one lever. So I'll just turn it. And these are the two switches, so when I do anything here, nothing clicks. And 120 bass. So this is the bass section. I'll get on with the other sections now. This is the reed side of the keyboard section of the Paolo Soprani, and as I mentioned, all the reeds are wide open. Let me show some extra, have some extra lighting. Hope you don't get the reflection. Yeah. So it's a two reed system, two reed blocks, and all the leather valves are open. Need to do something about it. Needs a lot of air, otherwise it does play. And initially he had the way he advertised was it's out of tune, but I don't think so, although I have not checked against what is that, the meter, to see how far away it is mistuned or out of tune. But by ear, when I play, it sounds okay, but I could be wrong. However, the valves definitely need some work. Essentially, I picked it up only because I was looking for a spare set of bellows to make a reed block tester, and I have one similar medium size. I'll post a video on that later, which I picked up a couple of years ago, and I repaired it. It had a few issues, stuck keys and all that repaired. However, I think that's, although made in Italy, it's made well, pretty well, but I didn't want to break that open just for the bellows, because it was really working in decent condition. Even the bass system had some buttons broken on that, which I actually replaced. I ordered some spare buttons, although I could not get the same type of the color. It's still a white one. That has, I think, a little bit of shine, the original ones. I replaced, did all that work, and I didn't want to pull out the bellows just for the sake of making one test bellow set. Then when I saw this, I thought, okay, why not try this? The price was good. I picked it up. Now I feel that there's no point in disturbing this. I think this is a this can be repaired. It's worth it. The other one, so I'll probably take the other smaller medium one size that I have. That's also a 41 key. This is also a 41 key. That's as well 120 bass, but I'll pull out the bellows from there, and I'll try to use this, make this, and bring it back to its original shape if possible. Even the belt is really good for its age. Excellent, I would say. It looks new almost. The belt is good. And there's the bass, which I just removed now. So that's it, folks, and let me just put everything back at the end of after the bass section. I will see if I can give a demo with whatever little I can play. I'm not an expert, more on the tinkering side. I like to play around on the mechanical side of these things. So that's about it. I removed the bellows from the bass section of this Paolo Soprani 241M, and I just now cleaned it actually, because I couldn't, even though the treble side is not yet cleaned, I'd like to take it out and use low pressure compressed air and then blow everything out instead of getting all the dust inside the house. But this one I couldn't see. There's so much of dust here look like very fine sand particles. I'm not sure how sand got inside in the first place. But this is how it is now after I just brushed it off. And well, I realized why the base section registers are not working. As you can see here, let me get proper lighting. Here, this aluminum, both the legs are bent. It is bent that side. This is bent that side, because of which these buttons are not having any action. When I press here, see, there is no action. Essentially, this should toggle either that side or this side. When I press this, it should push it, and when I press this side, it should pull it. Now I also see why that is not working, because I think this is seized. It is not moving. I'll have to use some either alcohol or just a little bit of oil. I know oil is not good in accordions, but then I need to just clean it up. Maybe alcohol will help. It can dry up quickly. It will dry up quickly. And after that, I will bend this lever ever so slightly back so that it's back in action. So once that is done, I will continue with the video. Yeah, and it's although we have, I forgot to mention in the first part, it has 41 keys and two reed sets, but it has 4 registers. So 2 are actually it has 5 registers. One is the master, and the other 2 are just duplicates. So let me just shut it off for a while. I'll repair that and get back. The cleaning of this lever system mechanism did not help. Just used a very little amount of alcohol, although you can see that it has spread a bit, but I'm sure it will dry up quickly. Well, now you know why it is not moving. It is jammed. You can see all the muck here. I'll open this cover and then maybe take it out, and then the plate itself I'll wash it with the water, dry it up, and then put it back. I did find a few things that had dropped off from the REEDS system. These you can see those small wire-like things. This one I'm talking about, that is on top of the valve. I found 3 just lying there. Remove that. So I'll get back after cleaning the plate and assembling it back. Let me see. I'm sure it should start working, and of course I need to straighten these 2 things. Well, I opened up the top cover, this one. We can see how dirty it is. So the top portion I think is leather, so I don't think I'll be able to, I shouldn't be washing this in water. So I'll have to very carefully maybe take a damp cloth and then clean all that muck. And the same here. I hope you can get the view on that. It's pretty bad. That's the reason everything was seized and it was not moving. So let me figure out how best to clean this without ingress of moisture. And I'll get back once that is done. I'll fix everything. This was just mounted with 3 screws, 1, 2 and 3. A bit it was difficult to open, but then I managed to remove it without any damage, and I just had to loosen these to remove the reed set. So I'll get back once that is done. Okay, I cleaned up the bass register mechanism, the levers. So I just used a cleaning pad, the one which we normally use for to wash vessels, and that did, and now it works. I didn't have to initially. I thought I may have to bend this a little bit, but no, I left it as is because it is working well the way it is supposed to, and it is not. Okay, now this is how it was supposed to work, smooth, but it had stopped. So now this is okay. I'm going to install the registers, bass registers back, and take it from there. Well, folks, I put back everything. The Paolo Soprani 241-M, repaired the bass side registers. It was not functioning. Now this is okay. So it's working okay. The strap here to avoid the bellows opening up, this either is shrunk, this has shrunk, or the edge of this has worn out, or both, because it doesn't hold, it's very tight. Even if I manage to plug it in, it just pops out back immediately. So that is still a problem. And of course the valves need to be worked on. I do not have replacement valves, nor do I have any leather or any synthetic material to replace those. This side is okay, a little tight, but still it stays. So everything is back, and let me see if I can give a short demo. Doesn't sound really good, more so because the some of the valves flutter. Sounds odd, but nevertheless I'll give it a try for this demo.